Prematurity has a huge impact on most families. They don't plan for it. Very, very few people ever think their baby's birth will occur amidst incubators and ventilators and monitors in our high-tech world. First concern is, will my baby survive? Followed then by, will my baby be all right? When babies are born prematurely, that means that they have come out into the world without their full development of all their organs. The one that we initially need to treat is usually the respiratory system or the lungs. But every part of their body has not had an opportunity to grow and develop. The more premature they are at birth, the higher risk they have for complications. And it's those complications that create the dramatic difficulties that they might have later on. The March of Dimes is a leading force in raising money, which can then be used for the important research to help improve the outcome for these babies, and ideally down the road identify why they're born prematurely and create a prevention strategy. So it's pretty exciting for those of us who work in newborn intensive care to know that an organization as committed, as powerful, and as grassroots as the March of Dimes is tackling this huge problem. We've already seen a decrease in the incidence of prematurity. It's now down to 1 in 9. But if you're the mom of that baby that's the 1 in 9, that's 100% for you.
Sometimes you don't have to walk a mile in someone's shoes to understand how they feel. You just have to sit beside them and listen.
Trip number 4 to the labor and delivery area was a really crazy day. I knew something was wrong, and having been in labor for 5 weeks, the doctors really kind of were very serious about what was actually happening to me and the baby. I had a very long contraction. They administered the steroid shots, and I was admitted to the hospital. Nobody wanted to have a preterm baby. Everybody wanted to have a strong, healthy baby. So we were doing everything we could do to keep the baby, inside. The doctors said, there's something wrong with the baby, and we can't see on the ultrasound what it is. And the NICU doctors told us, we're gonna deliver the baby. We have to take him, and we have to take him now. And before I knew it, Max was born. They wheeled me into the recovery room, and I remember laying there for 2 hours going, where's my baby? What happened to him? I'm a new mom, I just delivered a baby. I haven't even got to see him yet, and it's been hours. All I could do was cry. I wanted to bond with my baby. So after the 2 hours had gone by, they wheeled my bed into the NICU, and I got to see Max and hold him and lay him on my chest and see my baby for about 10 minutes. And it was the best 10 minutes of my life. I couldn't have waited longer to meet this little boy. The doctors told us, as having a baby that's gonna have to go to the NICU, going home is not gonna happen in the next 2 days. It's just not what happens with NICU babies. So prepare yourselves and your family that you're probably going to be here for about 6 weeks minimum. Luckily at U of M, they have all private NICU rooms. So I was able to move into Max's room, and I stayed by his side through every procedure, everything they needed to do to him. That's where I lived for almost the next month. In the family room at the NICU, there was some really great opportunities for us moms to get together and scrapbook about our experience. And some of these things we hung up in our rooms and on the babies' beds. Because of the March of Dimes community grant, those things were provided to the NICU for moms like us to take advantage of and really have a way to connect with other moms and give us something to do while we spend endless days in the NICU together. Before I got pregnant, I really didn't know much about the March of Dimes. When we entered the NICU, I was presented with a booklet of information, and it had everything about the hospital, and I remember there being a very thick information packet about the March of Dimes. When we first got there, I thought, okay, well, there's so much information. Let me just worry about the baby and I'll read it. And as you go through the days where you're sitting there bored and the baby's sleeping, and I got it out and I started reading all of it, and I just thought, oh my gosh, we have been touched by this organization throughout our entire pregnancy. I understood that those steroid shots were in part the research that March of Dimes had done to help save my baby. Today, I have an amazing son who is 20 months old and full of life, and I could not be more happy to be his mother. I want every baby to be healthy like my son and have a chance at survival. And without the March of Dimes, we don't have that today. So I encourage you to donate and to get involved and to help us come together to help save babies' lives.